Hey, and welcome to Mountain Beaches. I'm Norm.
And I'm Kim, and we're living our dream to discover new adventures.
We are, because tomorrow is never promised, so live for today. And today's video, we wanted to share with you what our hitch setup is. We get so many questions.
We do.
Almost every week we get questions. What hitch do you guys use? It's the million-dollar question.
It is, and we actually love our hitch. So, you know, Norm knows most about this, so I'm going to let him do the lion's share of the talking. I'll get in there every now and then.
Okay, we're going to give you the big reveal of what hitch we have hiding right in here. All right, here we go with the big reveal. There it is. Do you see it? Nothing. We don't have a hitch in the bed of our truck. We only have a ball, and that's the beauty of our setup. Let me give you some more information. All right, this is our hitch right here. It's called the Reese Goose box, and this particular model is the 16K, 16,000 pound. That's our hitch. We don't have anything in the bed of our truck. This does it all, and we could not be happier with this hitch. It is amazing. So let's tell you some of the advantages and disadvantages that we've discovered after using this hitch for almost a year now. So the first advantage is kind of obvious, and that is that we no longer have a big boat anchor sitting in the back of our truck, in the bed of our truck, that's additional weight.
Yep.
Those big fifth wheel hitches can weigh 150, 200 pounds, and it's just weight that's reducing your payload.
Yep.
So,
and I like that the back of the truck is just empty. We can fill up wood, fill it up with wood, firewood, this, that.
Our water bladder.
Our water bladder, and so I'm loving it.
Right. It's just awesome having that back there. I don't have to lift the big hitch to move it out when we're back home. Granted, this does weigh more than a kingpin hitch normally does, but the combination of a kingpin and a hitch in your bed of your truck weighs so much more than this Reese Goose box does. So that's an advantage. Nothing in the bed of the truck, and it's lighter. It doesn't take up as much of your payload. Lots
of advantages. And there's another one with the way this is set up. So tell me about that.
So this has a built-in shock absorbers. You can see them back over here. We'll give you a view of that. Built-in shock absorbers, and also a built-in air bladder. So it gives you an incredibly smooth ride. We just love the ride we get from this.
Yeah, I do a lot of work on the computer when we're traveling, and I, have it set up on my lap. This makes such a huge difference to be able to do that work more efficiently. I'm not bouncing all over the place.
And when I'm pulling the trailer, I hardly even know it's back there, because there is no bouncing and no chucking. It's just a very smooth ride. So that's another huge advantage that we see from this this hitch. And like I said, we just could not be happier. Now, previous to this, we had the Anderson Ultimate hitch, and it was kind of a similar situation. We only had to have the ball, but then there's that triangle pyramid lightweight hitch setup that's in the bed of your truck. This is so much better than the Anderson. I love the Anderson. I love this even more. Now, let me just tell you right now, we bought this all on our own. Reese did not give this to us. We bought this on our own last year. Been using it for a year. I think this model was about $1,200. The 20K model is a little bit more than that. Money well spent, I feel like. And it wasn't that hard to install. It took two of us to install. My son-in-law and I installed it. We took the old kingpin off, installed this one, probably a couple hours at the most. Show you. The nut goes on, the bolt goes from the outside in. Okay. So the third one up. Maybe even not that long. We did that over a year ago, so I don't remember exactly.
Yep.
All right, so what about disadvantages? Are there any disadvantages to this Reese hitch? Yes. The short answer is yes, there is a disadvantage. And it's us.
And it's us. And that disadvantage is we have to be spot on while we're lining this up. So when Norm's backing up and I'm giving him directions, I need to be very clear on the directions, and he needs to be listening. And when I say go slow, he needs to go slow, which can be difficult when we're on a hill.
Yeah, hey.
And so, you know, we've learned, and we don't get into it over it.
No, it's just harder to line up.
Yep.
We were used to the Anderson, and you could be off by a few inches on the Anderson, and it would just funnel you down into
the spot you needed to be.
This one, not so much. This one, you have to be spot on, pretty much.
Yep.
It's got a little bit of play, but that's one thing that if Reese could do better, would be to give you a little bit of play room there and still have it slide onto the ball. But
it's not that bad.
We've learned. No, it's a small inconvenience. It takes us just a little bit longer to hook up, but that's the only downside. That's the only disadvantage that we can think of.
Yeah.
To this hitch.
Yep.
So
what else? Do you want to tell them about this big yellow thing hanging off the bottom?
This big yellow thing. This says Fort Knox locks. Fort Knox locks. This thing is awesome. It's peace of mind, basically. It's a hitch lock. I know a lot of you out there say, why put a hitch lock on your RV? Nobody's going to steal it. Nobody ever gets their RV stolen. Well, that's not true. They do get stolen. It might be pretty infrequent, but I feel like for a couple $100, it's peace of mind.
Money well spent.
Yeah. So we got a big investment, and so I like to protect that investment. This is one of the best locks I've ever found. I'll put a link below where you can find one of these yourself. Fort Knox locks. They make them for the Reese. They make them for the Anderson. They make them for just Kingpin. All sorts of different styles. So let's get this off. Let's show you how we hitch it up. And hopefully we won't have any arguments. Communication.
Give us a thumbs up if we do this without arguing.
Okay. Let's hook this up.
Okay. We're at a little bit of an angle, so it's a little bit more difficult. Pointing him over towards the passenger side. Okay, and now straight back.
So part of our communication problem is I can never see Kim in my mirrors. She's always too low or out of view, so we got to get her in where I can see what I'm doing.
Yep, and I'm trying to be low so I'm not in front of that camera right there. So.
Well, forget the camera.
Yeah, this one's a little
Let me see you.
This one's a little more difficult. Plus, we're at on a angle. This way. This way. All right, come out and take a look. We do this a lot. Come out and take a look so we can make sure that we're on the same page. Stop! You gotta put that gate up. All right. Wow, this is a hard one. You guys are seeing a hard one. All right, put the gate up and see how we do. Stop. Go forward just a little bit. Stop. All right, come take a look. All right, what do you think?
We're going to lower it down and get it a little closer and see how it goes.
All right, here we go. Awesome! Straight on it went! Look at that!
We did it!
We did it! That was a hard one.
Alright, so now we need to finish up the job.
Yep.
We need to lock the hitch, we need to put the chains on, we need to put the safety emergency brake on. So I started to tell you a tip. If you have the Anderson blocks, I started to tell you a tip in our last video. It got way too windy, so I gave up. I told you I'd tell you later. Well, it's later. So the trick I learned, this is our second set of Anderson blocks. The first one broke along the lip here, and I figured out why. It's because if you put these down in rock, gravel, then it puts pressure points on the plastic and it can break. So I found a piece of scrap plywood, cut it to size, and now I always put this little piece of plywood down so that this always rests flat, and hopefully that'll solve the problem of this breaking. That's the tip.
All right, so Mr. MacGyver, my husband, Mr. MacGyver, did it again. We lost the cotter pin in this clip that hooks our emergency chain on, so he took a binder clip and undid this little part, and because we didn't have a cotter pin with us, and then we just stuck it through there and spread out the legs, and we are ready to roll. Rock and roll. Good job, Mr. MacGyver.
All right, next thing on our checklist is to check the trailer lights and brake lights. So we're going to do that. Kim's out in the back.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, you ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's do this.
Left hand signal. Right turn signal. Brakes.
Check. Running lights?
Yep, and all the lights.
All right, check, check. Looks like we're good.
Check.
All right, thanks.